I think there should be drug jails. I think you should build. People go, hey, there's so much overcrowding in jails. Have you ever driven from LA to San Francisco? It is a lunar landscape. There is nothing. Just,
you were saying that in Vegas.
There's like that big concentration camp for cows halfway up on the 5 where you just smell it like 5 miles out, just burnt flesh. You're like, oh my God.
Schindler's List Part 2.
Oh, it's disgusting. And then that's it. There's nothing. So you could build 3 drug jails just between Bakersfield and, I don't know, Gilroy. You know how many jobs that would be? And everybody that is
that's a fascinating concept because I think that drug offenses don't like drug people like jails are privatized, as some of us know. So all it is a cash grab. Like they are taking addicts to jail to have them in the jail so that those jails can be populated so that they can make money off them. Jails are privatized.
How do you make money off of a crackhead being in a jail cell?
Because the government pays a certain amount of money for each person that's in jail.
What?
Yes.
I know they have to pay for like their
No.
Hold on. You want me to shut this? All right.
Per inmate, the government has a stipulation per inmate. I think it's like $30,000 a year to keep someone in jail. Which means...
All right, you don't know what the word corroborate means, but you know the exact dollar amount.
I'm not sure whether that's the dollar, but they have a nice... They have a certain amount of money per year that they pay the jails to house these dudes. So, what happens is...
So it behooves the jail...
To have convicts in there.
The more the merrier.
Right, because
then we get paid.
Yeah.
What?
They're making money on jails, dog.
How? Like, I don't understand how.
Because all right, let's.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying
let's just say a hypothetical number. If the government pays you $30,000 to house this inmate, but what it really costs to house that inmate is $5,000 a year, you're coming up on $25,000. Now multiply that times each person,
and you write off the gross, and you keep the net.
Dog, you making a killing. Like if I had enough money to invest in stocks, I would invest in jails.
Invest in a jail, therefore you can't be put in it.
No, I wouldn't care if I was, because I'd be paid. I'd be paid, dog. That's the move. Invest in jail.
Move.
Like, for all of you out there listening, fuck real estate.
Let me go to my own jail. Put my feet up.
People create their own jails, man. All it's got to be is certified that jail is government standard, and you can start your own jail.
Are there jails that are not on the government tip?
Yeah. But they've actually started privatizing them.
I've never heard anything like this. This is fascinating.
Look that shit up. They have privatized jails. That's why
I'm going to use you as my Wikipedia. Like I don't have to look it up because you told me everything. And all facts I regurgitate and be like, hey man, I looked it up.
That's why people that smoke weed, that's why people are going to jail for stupid shit like having a bag of weed.
Or selling like acid at a Fish concert, and you're in jail with guys that raped their moms and punched and slit her throat. It's like, wait, how did I get here? I was selling grilled cheese sandwiches in the parking lot and decided to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
What am I doing here next to the ass raping, throat slitting guy?
Dog, I'm
the grilled cheese guy.
Dog, I was in jail with motherfuckers, and yes, I was in jail because the first jail that I was in was a housing jail, and it was some dudes that was looking at letters. Like life. So they had us all together.
Are there any other letters like 25 to middle age, 25 to M?
It's just one letter, Playboy.
I took one swing at that awful joke. I should have
noticed how my ass just kept moving because I was like, this ain't gonna work. Look, soon as you did the setup, I'm like, this ain't gonna work, Jay.
I know.
But you know what? Fuck it. Swing, bro.
I took a shot. I poked one. It found the glove, man. It's baseball, man. It all evens out. All evens out.
Dog, it was a hard hit right at somebody.
Yeah, that's all.
You gotta swing. Don't just look at the third strike, baby.
It'll all even out.
Don't just get struck out looking, baby. Swing.
Was there who were like the craziest guys in jail that you remember personally?
Dog, it was this one dude. This was funny as hell. He was facing the L, right? And cool guy.
This sounds great.
No, he was really a cool dude because he was sitting there prior to going to court. And what he would do is we had all of our phones up against the wall where you may collect calls, and they had this big ass long wooden bench. It was about a 2-foot wooden bench, and we would all sit down. And it was this one nigga that was in jail. I guess he thought he was a boxer or some shit on the outside. So he walk around the tier, shadow boxing, and he had this one little, and then he had this one little nigga with him that was like, you ever seen those cartoons where it's like, yeah, boss, yeah,
hey,
boss,
Spike. Hey,
yeah, that dude.
Shut up.
Yeah, he had that dude with him, right? So this motherfucker, right? Nobody
personal
wanted
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, so this motherfucker, he was up there, and nobody really fucked with him because we didn't give a fuck, but he always tried to check people. And this one dude that was facing the L, right, he was on the phone, right, and nobody else was on the phone. And he was talking to his girl, talking to his mom, and then they had him on three-way talking to his lawyer. And he was just, trying to... Anyway, this motherfucker walks up to him. Nobody's on the shadow boxing dude. Walks up to him. He's like, phone check, nigga, which means get off the phone so I can use it. Now, it's a bunch of other phones, right? And he's like, phone check, nigga. And so the dude was like, look, give me a second. I'm talking to my... You know what I'm saying? Dude wasn't even mean it. He was like, just give me a second, whatever. I'm going to get off the phone. Phone check, nigga. He hangs up on this motherfucker, right? This dude picked up that 2-foot bench. He beat this, like, you ever seen somebody get their ass beat so bad that first you're like, he deserved it, but it went so bad, like, it was like, Jesus Christ. Yes, he earned an ass whipping, but not like that. He took this dude's head, and they got steel stairs to go up to the second tier. He took this dude's head, he beat his head into the steel stairs, took the bench, beat him with the fucking bench, and then kept stomping this motherfucker, and then sits back down on the phone and calls his girl back while this dude's brains is fucking on the floor. Now, in jail, when like something breaks out, they have some people called, what we call them is the stormtroopers, because they come in riot gear to calm everybody down. Right. So the stormtroopers run in. It's like 10 of them. They got on riot gear, tasers, blah, blah, blah. This dude is still laying there. So the medics come. The stormtroopers are like, all right, stand up, get off the phone. He's like, give me a second. Them motherfuckers waited for him to get off the phone. They're in riot gear. They waited for him to get off the phone. Dude gets up, puts his hand behind his back, walk him out.
Now, so they must have known this guy a while, that, like, he's a man of his word. Like, he must have built up such...
No, it's just...
Or were they like, we don't want to fight this guy right now?
It's just, you know what? For most part, everybody's just doing time in jail. The correctional officers don't want no problems during their shift. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is just a job. I don't want... Like most correctional officers aren't dicks. For the most part. There is some, but it's just a job. It's
not
like...
Not even Vito.
Yeah, Vito was cool as hell. I could see Vito running a tier. Like, look, just don't bug me. Don't do nothing. It's jail.
Do guys throw their own shit at guards and piss? Have you ever seen any of that?
That's just the ones trying to get off for being crazy. But that
do you
don't
think
work.
you have to be crazy even to fake it by touching your own shit to throw it? Mm-mm. Doesn't that make you crazy that you're willing to go there?
No, not at all.
Really?
You're in jail. You will do anything to get out.
I would think once I make that decision, like, you know what? I got to get out of here so bad. I'm going to take my shit in my hand and wipe it on my face to get out of here. Because don't think I'm crazy. Like, just me going through the make-believe I'm crazy of rubbing shit on my face, doesn't that make me crazy?
No.
Really?
No. Makes you
wipe
desperate.
the shit on your face. Let me see you.
I'm not in jail.
All right.
It makes you desperate, but it doesn't make you crazy. I've seen crazy motherfuckers. They're not like, just like, I was walking through Hollywood and it was a dude just screaming at random motherfuckers, right? But then a cop walked by and he didn't scream at the cop. Mm-hmm. And then I walked by and he started screaming at me, and so I punched him in his fucking head because he's not crazy, he's just aggravating. Like, crazy people would have screamed at the cop too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're smart enough to know...
You go back to jail punching people in the head. You gotta be careful.
Not him, fuck him. Stop screaming. Very simple.
Well, that's what you're going to say when your public defender goes, that guy hit that guy, so what are we going to do?
The cops saw me hit him.
Oh.
The cops just left. Because they knew. He's aggravating.
You live in like this alternate universe that I wish I could be a part of.
No, you don't. Trust me when I say no, you don't, dog.
Cops, I wish I could just drill someone in the face and have a cop go, nice.
Well, see, somebody can sue you. What are they going to get from me?
They don't know you're broke, right? I don't think you're broke.
Shit. Shit.
you did a show. This is what I like about Daryl Wright. I always like when I started doing stand-up, I always had this idea in my head. It's like old school hip-hop. It's like the house party. Like old KRS-One, LL.
Give me a mic.
Yeah, like just
Give me a mic.
Get the EQ, play Connect the Dots. Can you rock the party without rehearsing? I can. Plug it in and begin. Kick a hole in your speaker and I fucking jet. And all these guys go up there with fucking notes. Like, you got bullet points for your own fucking set? Like, you wrote it. Like, really? Like, you can't remember your three? Okay, I want to do a joke about getting a massage. I want to do a joke about nickel
airplane
slots.
Food.
And I want to do a joke
Airplane
about
food.
the elliptical and airplane food. Like,
Definitely.
those are just go up and just do those 4, and the rest of it is shit you did already.
Right.
Like, what kind of MC? I've always taken an old
Freestyle,
school
baby.
hip hop mentality with me to every show.
Freestyle.
And you and I bonded instantly. Like, we were talking about other comics that, like, talk shit. And you had the best, like, hey, man, talk all the shit you want. As long as there's a fucking microphone.
There's a microphone right there.
Let's get it on.
Dog, you can talk me to death, but there's a microphone right there. This is what we do. So if you gonna talk me to death, hit the mic. I will follow you at your family picnic and bury your ass.
Fuck you. There wasn't no names, but he goes, I'll bury that motherfucker at his own family picnic.
Dog, you ain't got shit from me, dog. But the funny part is, like, when you're talking about that, it's like, just like you had said, we write our jokes and we like structure our jokes, but sometimes it's like, dog, my joke might not be what you want to hear at that time as far as the crowd. So it's like that old school hip hop. Your ass is vibing. Cause guess what? Like, for instance, if I'm rapping and somebody gets hit by a truck, I'm not supposed to notice that motherfucker got hit by a fucking truck. And there's comics that are like, it's an elephant in the room here.
Yeah.
And you're going to act like that elephant ain't here.
Because they're tied to that framework, to that script.
Right, exactly.
Have you noticed, like, you are the kind of guy, and I definitely am, but I've seen you enough to know now, like, if someone sneezes, I'll say, God bless you, and the crowd gets completely freaked out.
Yeah.
Like, he can hear us. Well, yeah.
That's like that. Oh, my God, you wasn't there. I had a bad day Thursday. And it was this girl, God bless her. It was her birthday. She was drunk as shit with her husband, screaming and shit. And I just zapped out on this girl. I was like, I know it's your birthday, but shut the fuck up.
Is that the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's my birthday. And I was like, I don't even blame you, sweetheart. I blame your husband, because if he was slinging enough dick, he could tell you to shut the fuck up. And then I was telling him, so I was like, dog, you mean to tell me that, how old are you? And he's like 25 and she's 24. And I'm like, I can see her. So you mean to tell me at 25 years of age, you settled for this cow already? Like, you just looked at her and said to yourself that that's the best that you'll be able to do for the next 50 years.
He met her halfway up to 5.
Dog, this loudmouth cow is what you said. You know what? I ain't doing no better. I had a bad day. But the crowd was just like, oh my, they were laughing their ass off, but it's like, I love saying what I know people are thinking already.
Well,
so that's what we do. It's like everybody was thinking that it's this loud ass cow and everybody's thinking that. So I just said it because it's true. It's like, you settle for this bitch this early in life. Like, you must have no self-confidence whatsoever.
Now, did he get all like swole?
Fuck no. Because I even told him, dog, I would run off this stage, whoop your ass, and come back up here and finish this goddamn set. Kiss my dick.
He's fucking odd curveball there on me. Kiss my dick. Kiss my dick.
Dog, whatever.
Don't you think also, like, I remember once I was at the Comedy Cellar and I was on stage and a midget walked in the room. And the Comedy Cellar, you got to go walk all the way in front of the stage.
Right.
Like, there's only 2 rows of seats, Maddie, and there's an aisle going from the door to get in, and then all the way, like, width-wise across the room to the bathroom.
Like the Comedy Store goes this way. I mean, goes lengthwise,
like
and
a railroad car.
Right.
So imagine a railroad car sideways.
Exactly.
And you're just facing the other windows.
Right.
Now you got to come in the one end of the railroad car and walk all the way across and go out the railroad car. And he was a midget. And he was in a fucking suit. Like, he was on a date. And he looked tight. Like, he
looked tight.
Like,
Peter, he was sharp as shit,
yeah,
huh?
like, Peter Dinklage my ass. Like, this was the good-looking guy. Like, he could have been on Game of Thrones in a minute.
Right.
And he just walked through, and, like, I almost fucking fell apart. Like, it's like seeing a unicorn, or like, I was like, oh my God.
So did he have on gator suit?
Not a gator suit, but it wasn't